Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story is titled, My Best Friend's Wife Tried to Make a Move on Me. I've been best friends with Alex, male 29, since college. We've always been there for each other through thick and thin. About 2 years ago, he introduced me to his girlfriend, Olivia. They got engaged last month and I was thrilled for them. Last weekend, Alex and Olivia invited me over for dinner at their place. After the meal, Alex had to step out to take an important work call. Olivia and I were alone in the living room, chatting about their upcoming wedding plans. Suddenly, she moved closer to me and confessed that she had developed feelings for me over the past few months. I was shocked and didn't know how to react. Before I could say anything, Olivia leaned in and tried to kiss me. I quickly stood up and told her that this was not right. She looked hurt and started apologizing profusely, saying that she couldn't help how she felt and that she never meant to cause any trouble. I told her that I valued my friendship with Alex and that I could never betray him like this. I made an excuse to leave and left their apartment, feeling confused and guilty. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, but I still felt like I had somehow betrayed my best friend. To make matters worse, I had recently started seeing Olivia's cousin, Hannah, female 24. We had met at a family gathering a few weeks ago and really hit it off. Hannah is smart, funny, ambitious, and I could see myself falling for her. However, after what happened with Olivia, I don't know if I can pursue a relationship with Hannah. It would feel wrong to date my best friend's fiance's cousin, especially after what Olivia confessed to me. I decided to distance myself from Hannah, even though it hurt to do so. I confided in my brother about the situation and he thinks I should tell Alex what happened. He says that if Olivia ever decides to come clean, it could look like I was the one who initiated things. I do have some text from Olivia apologizing for her behavior, but she doesn't explicitly mention the attempted kiss. I'm torn about what to do. On one hand, I don't want to ruin Alex and Olivia's relationship, especially with their wedding coming up. On the other hand, I don't want to lose my best friend's trust if the truth ever comes out. For now, I've decided to distance myself from both Alex and Olivia. It hurts to lose my best friend, but I don't see any other way to handle this situation. I'll also have to let go of the possibility of a relationship with Hannah, as much as it pains me. I never thought I would find myself in a situation like this. I wish Olivia had never confessed her feelings for me. It's caused me so much heartache and confusion. I just hope that, in time, I can move past this and find happiness with someone else. Now, I can imagine many people saying, and myself as well, that Alex deserves to know this, because I always feel like, and we've seen it in stories before, that the truth always comes out in the end. And you know, if Alex was to find out further down the line that you had lied and kept this from him, you know, that's the relationship destroyed anyway. You've just been put in a really shitty situation, but I think you need to do what's best by your best friend. So, someone said to the OP, you need to tell Alex about what happened, even though it might destroy everything. Olivia may try to turn this around on you and make it seem like you were the one initiating things, but Alex deserves to know the truth. There's nothing good that can come from keeping this a secret. If Olivia ever decides to come clean, or if the truth comes out some other way, it will look like you were complicit in hiding it from your best friend. That could damage your friendship beyond repair. It's a difficult situation and there's no guarantee that Alex will believe you or that their friendship will survive this. However, you have the opportunity to take the right path here. Being honest with your best friend, even when it's hard, is the right thing to do. Gather any evidence you have, like the text from Olivia apologizing for her behavior. Sit down with Alex privately and calmly explain what happened. Emphasize that you value your friendship with him and that you would never betray his trust. Make it clear that you stopped Olivia's advances and that you're telling him because he deserves to know the truth. Prepare yourself for the possibility that Alex may be angry, hurt, or in denial. He might need some time to process this information and decide what to do about his relationship with Olivia. Be there to support him as a friend, but also give him space if he needs it. As for Hannah, it's understandable that you feel you can't pursue a relationship with her now. However, don't let Olivia's actions rob you of a potential future with someone you care about. Be honest with Hannah about what happened and why you've been distant. She might surprise you with her understanding and support. Remember, you didn't do anything wrong here. You're the victim of someone else's inappropriate behavior. By telling the truth and standing up for what's right, you're being a true friend to Alex and a person of integrity. It won't be easy, but it's the right thing to do. So, OP's update says, after reading the comments and giving it a lot of thought, I decided to tell Alex about what happened with Olivia. I couldn't bring myself to do it face to face, as I'm just not that type of person. Call me a coward or whatever, but I ended up sending him a text message detailing everything that transpired that evening. It's been a few weeks since I sent the message, and I've only heard rumors about what happened between Alex and Olivia. Apparently the engagement was called off. Some people are saying that Olivia tried to claim that I was the one who came onto her, but it seems like Alex had suspicions for a while that she wasn't fully invested in their future together and was potentially looking for a way out. I did receive a text from Olivia that said, "Thanks for fucking ruining everything." I couldn't bring myself to respond to her. I know I did the right thing by telling Alex the truth, but it still hurts to be blamed for the fallout. A few days after, I sent a message to Alex. I received a text from him. It said, "Thanks for letting me know. I understand it's not your fault, but I just can't be around you currently." I replied with a simple apology, expressing my regret for how things turned out. It's been a tough few weeks, and I'm still processing everything that's happened. I hope that one day, Alex and I will be able to reconnect and possibly salvage our friendship. However, I suspect that this part of our lives may be over, and I have to come to terms with that. As for Hannah, I did reach out to her and explained everything that happened. She was understanding and supportive, but we both agreed that it's best not to pursue a relationship right now, given the circumstances. In conclusion, I'm glad I told the truth, even though it was difficult and had severe consequences. I lost my best friend and any potential future with Hannah. But I know I did the right thing. Integrity and honesty are important to me. I couldn't live with myself if I had kept this secret from Alex. I'm going to focus on moving forward, potentially moving elsewhere and starting afresh, but that in itself seems quite scary, but who knows. Maybe hit the gym like many people do after this sort of thing. Thanks. Gee whiz, that text from Olivia that said thanks for fucking ruining everything is like, you ruined everything. You fucked up their friendship at the same time as well. Just destroyed a bunch of relationships with one action. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Was OP right to tell Alex? I'm sure you're going to say yes, of course, but maybe you got a different opinion on the matter. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from certain ear 3650 and says, my mother, 55 female, and I, 30 female, got into a fight about me not having kids. How do I reconcile with her? My husband and I have been married for around 6 years. We currently have no children because we feel like now is not the right time. My parents are very eager for grandchildren to the point where they ask me when we're going to have kids every few months. Over the years, I've explained to them we will have kids when it feels right for us, but they aren't satisfied with this answer. My mother especially asks very personal questions about my sex life, which I don't answer other than saying we use birth control. My mother and I got into an argument over a month ago. Once again, the question of kids came back up, and I said that the decision for us to have kids was between my husband and I. She continued to push, saying that maybe I should seek medical help. Eventually, fed up with this conversation, I said that we either change the topic or we hang up. First, she said she was just trying to help, but I was already 30 and only had a few more years of peak fertility and reduced risk of miscarriage. That having kids at a young age would mean being able to keep up with them, which I do agree with. Then she said it's better to talk to her otherwise. My father would call my husband and ask him, which I said she doesn't need to be the middleman. He should stop hiding behind her and talk to us directly. Our relatives are asking her, and again I said if they have a problem, direct them to me. I tried to change the topic, but she brought it back up. I asked her to respect my boundaries, and that was ignored. After more back and forth, I said that since we have nothing else to talk about, I think we should hang up. My mother got angry and said that she is my mother. I couldn't hang up on her. I kept on repeating that we should change the topic, but she wouldn't hear of it. Finally, I said that I'm hanging up and told her goodbye 3 times as a warning, hoping she would understand that I was serious. I hung up. I made sure this entire interaction to speak in a calm voice, even though I wanted to yell. I'm an adult and I expect to be treated as one. Maybe I could have handled the argument better. Was it wrong to hang up on her? I don't know how I could have ended the conversation any other way. I need her to understand that I'm an adult, and while I appreciate her worry, that is not a conversation I want to have with her anymore. She's not responding to calls, so I should probably leave her a text. Any advice? Was there something else I should do? Now, you've told her multiple times that this is a conversation, a decision that's between your husband and yourself. That's the boundary you set. She has nothing to do with this, and she is overstepping massively. She's putting herself in danger of being cut out from any conversation going forward. And just incredibly invasive. You need to remember that she's the one who's making these decisions. She's the one who's choosing to just ignore your boundary whatsoever. This is on her. You've given her plenty of chances and she refuses to ignore them. So what you do next is up to you. You can either give her one last chance and say, look, you carry on with this and I won't be calling you anymore, end of. Or you can just do so. But Sad Little Bun says you did nothing wrong. It's not your mum's choice or decision when you have kids, and she's being incredibly invasive. She is being disrespectful of you as a person. You've told her to stop and she ignores you. This is unacceptable. She needs to back off, because if I were you and she continued, she would not be seeing any children I may have. I would let her know that by continuing this behavior, she is ruining her relationship with you, and that means potentially never seeing any future grandchildren. And for Vox's sake, replies to that saying, I'm afraid this is the only way she'll back off, since she's clearly demonstrated she will not take clearly formulated requests to drop the subject. I'd start by telling her, if you or anyone else that you're urging brings this up to either me or my husband again, I will immediately end the conversation without warning. This includes any offhanded remarks or slights. Not only does the conversation end, but I will not speak to you for a week after. The second time is 2 weeks, you get the picture. If this still doesn't work, go nuclear and tell her you refuse to respect my decision as an adult. If I ever do decide to have children, you will not be in their lives, and that's final. You have tried being gracious and calm. It didn't work. Time to get more serious. I get that it's difficult and hurtful to do this, but sadly sometimes people force you to be this way with them. I Like Drawing and Stuff says you are absolutely right to set and enforce your boundaries. Your mum is being hella rude and entitled. She just doesn't care about your boundaries, perspective and feelings, it seems. She just wants you to make a baby for her yesterday. You know that saying, you teach people how to treat you. This is a prime example. If you ever want to reach a point where your family treats you as an adult, you need to keep enforcing these boundaries. And also, when you have said no more than once and it is being ignored, it is absolutely right to raise your voice a bit. Respect goes both ways, and your mother very clearly does not respect you one bit. Vegan Ving says she's punishing you for enforcing your boundaries, and you're falling into her trap by reaching out to her. She's mad and embarrassed from you carrying out the consequences for her bad behavior. Wait for her to reach out to you, and when she does, take that opportunity to remind her of your boundaries. You can say something like, it didn't feel good to hang up on you like that, and unfortunately, that will continue to happen if you keep disrespecting my boundaries like that. Stay strong, OP. And one more comment, which T-Brave, who replies to that last comment saying 100%, my mum is controlling and manipulative and hates boundaries. Had to resort to, I'll hang up on you if you want to talk about this subject recently, and she was so angry. She said we just shouldn't talk anymore. It's driving your mum crazy that you won't do what she wants. Your answer hasn't changed, even though she keeps trying different ways of getting you to change your mind. My mum does this too. It's like trying to find the right frequency on a radio to get to the station you like. Anger/yelling, guilt trip, reason, threats. You're old enough to make your own decisions, and she is old enough to know better. Putting down boundaries is important when someone treats you poorly. Good for you. And I always find the talk of boundaries pretty amazing. It's something that I never really grew up with. at least the talk of it, you know. I'm guessing boundaries were in place, they just weren't discussed as such. But the open talk of it these days I find pretty amazing. I quickly googled like when did talk of boundaries start, and it says it became especially popular in the 1990s. But still, I didn't hear about it then. And I always especially love it. I'm not saying this particular story, but I've seen it before in comments especially, that when they're listening in or they read a Reddit post that talks of boundaries, that they've learned something new for themselves and sort of like helps them grow as a person. I always find that especially amazing. But now we're going to move on to Opie's update to find out what happened next, and says this is an update to a post I made 2 months ago. To summarize, in December, my mother and I had a fight where she tried to bully and manipulate me into having children, and I hung up on her after she ignored multiple attempts to change the conversation and respect my boundaries in not talking about it with her. I believe that the decision on when I have kids or if I have kids is between myself and my husband, which I clearly stated, and she had no right to demand such things from me, nor did I want to have that conversation with her. Anyway, I felt that after a month of not talking, we had cooled off enough to talk to each other again. I called her a month after our fight and she didn't pick up or return my call. I called her a week later and again, she did not pick up or return my call. Since she seemed like she was ignoring me, I decided not to call her again for the third time. I felt like she was in the wrong, and after 2 attempts of reaching out, that was her turn to call me. I was prepared to brush this under the rug and move on with my life, but I don't think she feels the same. Yesterday, we had a big religious holiday. Think Christmas level. I debated whether I should call my mum after the way she had been treating me, but felt like it would be rude and not help the situation to not at least wish her a happy holiday. I call her, she picks up, says hello, and before I even have a chance to say hello, she is talking to someone else in the background. I figured that she was in the middle of a conversation, so I waited. After 30 seconds, she switches to video chat. Here I'm thinking she wants to see me and we can reconcile. She has the camera pointed away from her, showing my little cousins having fun with their new toys and talking to my uncle and aunt. She doesn't talk to me or let anyone know that I'm on the phone, and after 3 minutes, she hangs up. I'm not sure what to do with this. Nothing is going to get fixed if we don't talk. Heck, if she wants me to apologize, which I will not, I can't do so without talking to her. I don't feel angry. I feel hurt. She disrespected my clearly stated boundaries, and now I feel like she is punishing me for standing up for myself. If she calls me in the future, I don't think I will answer a call. I want to text her right now, calling her a petty bitch, not letting things go at least for the holiday. But I feel like that would show her how hurt and frustrated I am at her actions. I will continue to talk to my dad and my siblings who still live at home, but there will be no calls to her and no forgiveness. I will not forget this, and I expect a full apology from her for her actions. I'm going full no contact with her, and in June, when another big holiday comes up, I will not be calling her. Now, my first thought after this, that the video chat was some sort of like petty ass level move, but Tom AF put it better than I could. He said this video chat was a CUNT level move. Good plan going forward. And I just wanted to read one more comment from Offkira, who says the problem with these situations is that, in essence, there's no effective way to negotiate with terrorists or unreasonable arseholes, as the case may be. You've done your part to mend the rift she caused. She's decided she's fine with things as they are. That sucks, but it would require her to be an adult who's capable of apologizing and admitting her faults. Clearly, it ain't happening anytime soon. I would say you don't necessarily need to go no contact. You can just not reach out, and you can choose to be polite but bland while she doesn't turn it around on her own. She's not allowed to hurt your feelings, and she doesn't deserve to see how hurt you nonetheless feel. You're going to have to steel yourself with her. Be a wall she can't get through. Be a ghost she can't touch. She can't be reasoned with, and she doesn't care about you and your feelings, because it's about her. So play along. Mum says dumb shit to you? Pause to gather yourself. Okay, Mum, and continue as you were. Turn and walk away if you must, and have an exit plan at all times. Good luck. And the mum in this situation is just so up her own arse she can't see anything. What outcome is she expecting from this? OP's already laid out their boundaries clear. Mother keeps trampling on them time and time again. It just feels like one of those situations, if you was just to back down to her, her behavior is only going to get worse and worse. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.